Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Bothell United Methodist Church. My name is Joe, and I get to serve as lead pastor here.
And I'm Kristin. I serve as the pastor of community engagement. Happy New Year!
We're so glad to be starting the new year off with you together in community. Wherever you are, we want you to know that you are welcome and you belong. This morning, we're going to spend a little bit of time reading scripture, and to talk about it, we're going to be in Matthew chapter 2. And we're going to read from verses 1 through 12. In the time of King Herod, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the child who has been born King of the Jews? For we observed the star at its rising and have come to pay him homage." When King Herod heard this, he was frightened, and all Jerusalem with him. And calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired of them where the Messiah was to be born. They told him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for so it has been written by the prophet, 'And you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you shall come a ruler who is to shepherd my people Israel.' Then Herod secretly called for the wise men and learned from them the exact time when the star had appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem, saying, 'Go and search diligently for the child, and when you have found him, bring me word, so that I may also go and pay him homage.' When they had heard the king, they set out, and there ahead of them went the star that they had seen at its rising, until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw that the star had stopped, they were overwhelmed with joy. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they knelt down and paid him homage. Then, opening their treasure chests, they offered him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they left for their own country by another road."
Holy words for God's people.
Thanks be to God.
This is such a great story, Joe. I love that it helps us understand our purpose of becoming Christ in the community. The Magi were searching for that something, and they were searching, and then they saw the star, and that star was the signal that God is with us, and they were overwhelmed with joy. And I think about, where are we? Where is Bothell United Methodist Church a star in the community? Where do we illumine that those places and spaces where people can be overwhelmed with joy? Yeah. And I think about, in the past year, some of the work that we have done in that regard, where the whole community then becomes a part of this community. And I think of places like the support that our congregation gives to one another in times of need, when they need prayer or when they're grieving.
Yeah, just a few weeks ago, we received and now redistributed in the form of 622 gift cards for Safeway in our partnership and relationship with Northwest Harvest.
And there's healing that takes place here in our building. We're able to host groups like NA and Naranon.
And, just again, this past week, we were nominated, Bothell Urban Project was nominated as a Human Services Organization of the Year from the North Urban Human Services Alliance for our work towards connecting people with resources.
We had a Rock the Knot community event where people were able to gather safely and just have a lot of fun in community, getting to know one another and getting to see what love and hospitality are all about. We've done some pretty great things this year. That's just a few ideas.
It's amazing to think about how we continue to be the star, but I also want to be thinking about how we might be the Magi, right? In our text, they use the word wise men, but other texts, and as we've been talking, we've been using the word Magi, and Magi, it's the same root from the word that we use for magic. Right? And magic, a sudden opening of the mind to the wonder of existence. That's from John Wellwood. And I think about the moment when our Magi were looking and saw the star and were excited and were in awe and wonder, seeking out what it was. And we compare that to the chief priest and the scribes of King Herod, right? They were in the courts, and when they heard about the star, they acted and operated out of a place of fear. And I want to take note of something, that the place where Herod was, and the place of Bethlehem, where they all knew that the prophets had said, this is where the ruler of the people, the shepherd of the people would come from, it was only 6 miles away.
You'd think they'd go.
You would think. And yet, because they acted out of fear and not out of wonder, they stopped. They got stuck. And I wonder, as we look at 2023, as we look at this new year upon us, what are the ways in which we can act and look not out of fear, but be willing to follow the star, to choose to follow the star, to follow out of wonder, to follow out of excitement. We don't really know what's going to happen this year. We have a lot of ideas. We have a lot of dreams. We truly believe that God is leading us in new and exciting ways. We hope you'll come along for that.
I look forward to participating together with this community as we look forward to being overwhelmed with joy again in 2023.
We trust that this time is going to be one that is holy for you, wherever you are worshiping, with whomever you might be with. Know that God is with you. That's the promise that we had as we celebrated Christmas just a week ago. And that promise continues to be with us as we look to this new year ahead. We are praying with you and for you, and we look forward to all that God has in store this new year. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.